Hello everybody and welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason. That fuzzy one is Freya. We're bringing you today another book and another author. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. This is our passion project, our family thing, so we appreciate all the help we can get from you guys. And today I want to talk about and for every new subscriber, that fuzzy little one right there is going to get 10 belly rubs. Her mom actually owes her 100 belly rubs right now. So, today I want to talk about an author that I've talked about before. This is a big name author. We're in the mystery genre, and as always, I'm going to talk about four things. I'm going to talk about the world, the characters, the plot, and the writing style. So I want to talk about Robert B. Parker, who is sadly no longer with us. Robert B. Parker and his book Cold Service. Now, as you guys may have noticed when I'm talking about some of my favorite books within some of these big name authors, I definitely seem to enjoy the team ups more than anything else. And I've read all Robert B. Parker Spenser books for sure. But this one's definitely more of a team up. But we'll get into that in the plot. So first, the world, pretty basic. And in this particular book, it's in his home area. Now, Spenser himself lives in Boston, and that's where most of the books, at the very least, start out. And in this case, it's sort of based around Boston, but it does take place in a smaller little town that I honestly don't even know if it's a real town or not, called Marshport. But we're still in the Boston or Massachusetts area. As far as the characters go, this one really has two main characters, but four that are important. Of course, Spenser, the Boston private investigator, very literate, smart-mouthed former professional boxer, private investigator. Hawk, his criminal best friend, and frequent collaborator or backup. And then Vinnie Morris, who is a criminal as well. Although he doesn't consider himself a criminal, he considers himself a shooter that works for criminals. Vinnie Morris, who's this just absolutely amazing shooter. And then finally, a surprise character for those people that have read the other Spenser novels, the Gray Man. The Gray Man, the only one in all of the Spenser books that has come this close to killing Spenser and is considered one of the most dangerous people anywhere. And once again, he pops up, only this time he pops up kind of as an ally, which leads into the plot. So this time around, he takes a small divergence. Typically, Hawk shows up to help Spenser, to support Spenser. He will have his back, he'll guard, those times where Spenser needs someone to watch his back while he investigates, Hawk is there, or sometimes Spenser needs someone to watch his girlfriend or common law wife. Hawk will be there. So will Vinnie Morris, by the way. But this time around, it's not Spenser that needs the help, it's Hawk. In a kind of a switch, which is really where the IOU comes from on this, Hawk, while working an actual legitimate job, because again, Hawk is a criminal, while working an actual legitimate job-ish as a bodyguard, he gets shot in the back. He survives, but he ends up in the hospital, and this is kind of a flip-flop from how the Gray Man was originally introduced when he almost killed Spenser, and Spenser was in the hospital. And Hawk had to take Spenser into hiding and help him rehabilitate. This time around, Hawk is the one that is rehabilitating, and Spenser starts looking into what's going on, to what happened, gets some of his cop contacts who also know Hawk, and while obviously they're on opposite sides of the fence, do admire him in some ways, so they help him out with a little bit of information, and until they eventually find out that it's basically Ukrainian mob that's being run out of a nearby town. So once Hawk is fit and able, he decides it's time to get revenge, and Spenser is going to not so much help because again, Spenser's not a criminal. As a private investigator, he does work occasionally, bends the law a little bit, but he is very law and order. So he is not going with Hawk as a criminal. He's going with Hawk just to watch his back, to keep him safe. That's how he's going to justify this in his mind, because Hawk is his best friend. Hawk has helped him out many times. There is no way he is not going to help Hawk in this, even though Hawk would not hold it against him if he did. So Spenser is basically helping him investigate and watching his back. And as they delve deeper and deeper and deeper into this, they realize a few things. They're going to need more help. They're going to need someone else watching their back, and they're going to need a translator. And so, reaching out to some what's most likely CIA contacts, they end up finding out that the closest and best translator in the area that's tough enough to deal with this happens to be the Gray Man who almost killed Spenser. So, so the group gets together. They go do their thing. They find out who is the head honcho. They eventually take down the whole criminal empire. All the usual stuff. Now, when you get into the writing style, Robert B. Parker has a very almost noirish writing style in that he's not particularly verbose. His dialogue is definitely stripped down. His descriptions are definitely stripped down, which is awesome. He's incredibly descriptive, but he can do it with very, very few words. It's one of the frustrating things with reading, say, Stephen King. I read Stephen King, and 4 pages describe the door that you enter the haunted room in. It absolutely drives me nuts. I find myself skimming a lot, whereas Robert B. Parker, he's very succinct. Incredibly descriptive. You can see it, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can, whatever it may be he's describing, but it's succinct, and especially his dialogue. But his dialogue, more than anything else, is hilarious. Spenser is a very, very literate character, yet also incredibly smart-ass, incredibly snarky. There's never been a Robert B. Parker book that I read that I did not laugh out loud a half a dozen times while I was reading it. So if you like mystery, if you like that snark, if you know who Robert B. Parker is, if you know the Spenser books, if you haven't read Cold Service, you got to read Cold Service. So after you hit that like and subscribe button, especially subscribe so we can give that fuzzy one some fuzzy rubs, go check out Cold Service by Robert B. Parker. Absolutely fantastic. One of my favorites. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.